This is an overview of it's a daily drive, and it's a pretty cool drive because you can stop along the way, but the drive itself is pretty cool. So we rented a slingshot for the day to do this. Started out at Hill City. We went down through Needles Highway, and then as we go through Needles Highway, obviously we stop at the tunnels and we check out the scenery. But one of the highlights of it is that it's kind of a windy, twisty, curvy road, and for motorcycles it's really fun. We've been here before on our motorcycle, but in a slingshot it was pretty cool. We had a pretty good time, and the animals were all along the road. Once you come out of Needles Highway, you end up coming into Custer State Park, and in Custer, well, I should say Needles Highway is part of Custer State Park. In the state park, you get into this plains area, which is where all of the buffalo herds are, and you're more than likely to see buffalo. You're probably going to see some antelope. You'll probably also see some wild burros. So we ended up seeing all of these things. They can't move. There's a buffalo in front of them. Roaming all over, and sometimes they're across the road or in the road, so they block traffic. So it can take a little bit of time sometimes when you get stuck behind them. Look at all the babies. 1, 2, 3 babies. These two are fighting. And here are the antelope, and here were two that were fighting on the middle of the road, kind of blocking the way. We couldn't go past them. But once we finally got them away, it was pretty cool to see them fighting like they were.
Look at them.
But really, driving through here has some spectacular views, some winding roads, and I highly recommend, if you have a chance when you're going through Needles or any of this area, if you can rent a slingshot or rent a motorcycle. I think it's a fun way to explore this area. It also makes it easier to park and easier to just pull off to the side of the road whenever you want. This here is Needles Eye Tunnel, which is one of the famous tunnels on Needles Highway. And as you come through the tunnel, you can see it's only about 8 foot wide. And because we pull our fifth wheel, we have an 8 foot wide dually. So that's another reason why we rented the slingshot. Was I was just curious that the dually may be a little too tight to go in there. And then once we got in there, I could see it was a pretty tight fit. So. The only downfall for the day was that it was raining off and on. And during the start of the day, it kind of rained a little, but then after that, it kind of dried up. But it was cloudy, kind of overcast, a little bit of a chilly day. But you see in our pictures, we had our rain gear on. It still wasn't that horrific of an experience. The wife wasn't too happy because it was a little chilly, but it was a fun time. And again, the slingshot's a good way to explore this area. buffalo really are just about everywhere alongside the road. You'll see they'll either be laying or they'll be walking on the road. And here's some more wild burros. And when they're near the road, they get curious, so they want to come see what you're looking at, and you're looking at them. So pretty cool time. The wife said we should have brought some carrots because they come right up to the vehicle. So
Aw, they got pretty faces.
Look at them, they just come right up to you, don't they?
Don't put your hand. We don't have it.
No, we don't.
I wish I had some carrots.
this one right here, he really wanted to see what was happening, so kind of stuck his head right inside the slingshot with us.
Aw.
Okay, thank you. These are the donkeys that have the cross on their back.
One thing to remember is that they can be on the road, like this one here. He's just on the road, he's not going to move. Also, we noticed when we got close to him, he kind of put his ears back, so it seemed like he might have thought he was threatened. But we were just careful, went by him, and just let him be. It's just cool that they're right there next to you. Here's another shot of this one that decided that wanted to stick his head in to the slingshot.
Hi, buddy. What are you doing here? You coming to see something? Okay, thank you. These are the donkeys that have the cross on their back. See, he's got a cross on his back. No, you don't put your ears back at us. Eat you. He's got a cross on his back.
Yep.
This loop that we took was, we left Hill City, then we went through Needles, and then once we came out of Needles, we were on a road that kind of cut over. We could either go left or right. We decided to go left, which put us on a kind of east to west route through Custer State Park. Once we came out on the west side of Custer State Park, then we just cut back on the same road that we had come out of Needles on, and we went over and hit Iron Mountain Road. And Iron Mountain Road took us back up and around to Keystone, and then once we were in Keystone, we were able to just head right back over to Hill City. So there are actually two routes you could take. One is a large loop, and it starts at Hill City on the north and then goes down the west side to the south, and then heads back up north on the east side through Iron Mountain Road into Keystone, and then back to Hill City. So the next route is a figure eight. It comes south out of Hill City through Needles, and then across over into Custer Loop, then south to the bottom of Custer Loop, back north, and then across over to Iron Mountain into Keystone and Hill City. Each of these routes are pretty cool, but we like the figure eight because it allows you to go and have lunch at Bluebell, which is a little lodge that's on the west side of Custer's Loop. And it makes for a little shorter of a trip when you can stop and have lunch. Iron Mountain Road is a 17-mile route that has about 314 curves, a couple pigtails, some tunnels, some single lane routes. It's a great ride on a motorcycle. It's fun on the slingshot. But the best thing is that the views, as you can see, when you come through the tunnels, the views from south to north show you Mount Rushmore. So you don't get this when you're turning, when you're coming from the north to the south. But the views really are spectacular along this entire route. There's some good places to pull over and stop. There's a lot of things to see along this route.
Yep. Yeah, that means slow.
Some great curves, some great views, and I highly recommend that you come on a sunny day so you don't have to wear your rain gear. But even if you do, the rain doesn't last that long, and we still had a great time traveling in the Slingshot. This is one of the pigtail loops where you come in through a tunnel and you actually go through the tunnel and across the road down below you. So then you spin around, as you can see here, and you go underneath the road. So they call that a pigtail. But as you see, you got multiple tunnels, great views, and it's just a good time. So overall, we had a great time. The Needles is a cool ride. The tunnels along Iron Mountain and Needles Road are great. And we also got to see quite a bit of wildlife. So this is one of the best places to just go for an afternoon drive, and you won't be disappointed.
Snow. Another baby. They can't move. There's a buffalo in front of them.
And of course, the bison are everywhere, and this is one of the reasons why we came. We wanted to see the wildlife, we wanted to see the bison. They didn't disappoint. All of the babies, too, we were surprised at the number of babies. I think in this herd right here, there was like 9 babies. That kind of gives you a good idea that the herd is healthy, and they're managing the population of the herd pretty good.
This side. Little baby.
Now, like I said previously, on the west side of Custer's Loop, there's a good place called Bluebell Lodge, and we went there for lunch. This is the second time that we've been here. The first time we came for a Sturgis ride with motorcycles, but it didn't disappoint. They had buffalo meatloaf, elk chili, and they have a bunch of different things that are pretty good. So if you get a chance, check out Needles Highway, Iron Mountain Road, Custer's Loop. All of the places down south here in the Black Hills are fantastic.
Tanks full, where is empty, living life.